Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing a 5 beginner mistakes players make in Snowrunner. So most of these mistakes new players are gonna make them, but even if you are an advanced player in this game and you have a couple of hours, there's a good chance you've made some of these and you might still be making them actually. So for that reason, I recommend you watch, even if you have played a lot of this game. By the way, guys, we are so freaking close to 100 subscribers, so thank you so much. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe so we can get to 100. So let's get into it. Alright, so the first mistake is not using the gearbox efficiently. So a lot of players when they start, what they will do is put the truck in automatic and they will just press R2 and drive. But if you do that, yes, you don't have to do a lot, but let's be honest, it's kind of boring to play like that. It's just not very fast and efficient because what you can do is put a off-road transmission on your truck with the low plus and low minus and use that. So basically, when you get into mud, and you know that thing the trucks do when you are in the mud and or climbing up a hill, and all of a sudden the truck just stalls, and then you have to wait for the truck to start accelerating again. That is so annoying. So what you can do is either put it in low plus or whatever. If your tires are still spinning in the mud, go to low minus until you creep forward without your tires kicking up mud in the air. And another tip is when you start getting a bit of speed and you feel like you're gonna stall, put the truck in high gear. And so what that will do is you will keep going faster without stalling. So that is a very good tip. Be careful not to put the truck in a high gear when you are going way too slow because you're gonna stall the engine. Also, you can use the neutral gear for when you are going downhill. You can actually go faster sometimes when you put it in neutral because you don't have engine braking. But I don't use that too much. Neutral is kind of useless in this game, to be honest. So that's it for number 5. Alright, so my next mistake is gonna be thinking shortcuts will save you time. Okay, don't get me wrong. There are some shortcuts in this game that work. They are, some of them are very good, but make sure you scout them before starting your mission because sometimes the devs they put some traps in the game. You feel like a path is way faster. You're like, oh my god, this is gonna save me hours. And then you get in there, it's full of mud, your truck gets tipped over, and you just wasted a bunch of hours for no reason. So make sure you scout your shortcuts before using them because that is a mistake that can cost you so much time. But yeah, I'm not saying that shortcuts are 100% bad. There are a bunch of good shortcuts and sometimes go off-road a little bit. Try to go in between trees and sometimes that's where the best shortcuts are. So yeah, get off the main road and try to explore a bit in the mountains and where you see gaps in between trees and even sometimes on the ice. Um, just watch out for breakable ice, but the ice can be a very good shortcut and time saver. So yeah. Alright, the third mistake is starting contracts first before scouting and doing the small tasks and the roadblocks. So it is tempting, of course, sometimes to do the big contracts. You know, they look fun and there's a bunch of cargo to carry. Sometimes you have special missions where you have to freaking pull a train, for example, in Wisconsin. The main contracts are really fun, but I would really recommend doing the small tasks and clearing the roads first and scouting because first of all, scouting, you will see the whole map, so you're going to be able to find the best path to carry your cargo. And also, if you start the contracts first before the small tasks, you're going to be carrying your cargo, and all of a sudden, there's a bunch of stuff in the road. You cannot finish the mission, so that is very annoying. As you can see, that happened to me in Dawn. And yeah, that was very annoying. I had to do a whole other task before being able to finish this one. Also, if you get the watchtowers first, you can find upgrades for your truck, so that makes the whole map easier. So that's very fun. So yeah, that's why I think scouting is very important. Alright, the next big mistake I see a lot of new players make is choosing the wrong tires or just completely ignoring tires in the game. So that is probably one of the biggest mistakes you can make because tires make a huge difference in this game. So I did a test, some OHD1 tires, which are the best tires in the game, against OHD2s with chain. And if you didn't know, mud tires are better in deep snow and mud, but chain tires are better on ice, but they are not better in mud. So be careful when you put chain tires on your truck. If you only have a little bit of road to drive on, keep your mud tires on because once you get into those deep mud pits, you're gonna suffer. Trust me, you're gonna suffer. But on the opposite, if you are in Alaska, and sometimes in Alaska the missions are almost all on the road, well, keep your chain tires so you don't slide all over the place. Also, I'm gonna put on screen right now a tire chart. So basically, this tire chart ranks every type of tires in the game and gives them a rating. So the higher the rating, the better the tire is in either snow, ice, or mud. So yeah, look at the tire chart and choose your tire accordingly. And last thing for tires, I found out that when there's like chunks of ice in mud pits, like you see on screen, it's actually better to use chain tires, I feel like, because the chain actually kind of catches on the ice chunks and you can actually go faster. So that was pretty cool discovery I made while making this video. So use that info as you want.
You what?
I don't even know if what I said makes sense. Okay, next one. Alright, the number one biggest mistake, in my opinion, that new players make is using the wrong truck for the job. I mean, it's kind of easy to understand, but some people, they still use the wrong truck. Maybe it's on purpose, I don't know. But if you're gonna go off-road in freaking Amur, don't grab a highway truck, please. Don't make yourself suffer like that. Uh, so yeah, basically right now on screen, best example, I'm using a Cat 770G to tow a freaking two-slot trailer. That is like the most stupidest thing you could do. If you are on roads, use highway trucks. If you are mostly in the mud, use a truck that has diff lock, all-wheel drive, all this good stuff. But at the same time, try some new trucks sometimes. Of course, it's fun to, I guess it can be kind of fun to use a bad truck for a certain purpose, but most of the time, you're better to just use the right truck for the job if you want to actually get stuff done. So that's it for my top 5 beginner mistakes. If you enjoyed it, guys, please like the video and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.